Hi everyone, it's Jackie over here with Country Craft Creations New Year's Eve crop, and I'm here to show you how to make my project, which is the birthday card keeper box and dividers. This is a fun and easy project. It only uses 3 pieces of your 12 by 12 cardstock, and I'm using the artesian cardstock from Country Craft Creations. This is the white, and my project was done with the black artesian cardstock, but for the tutorials I thought it might be easier to use the white. So you're going to need 3 pieces of cardstock, and I will show you exactly how to cut it. You're going to need about 3.5 pieces of pattern paper, and on my first project I used just some leftover pattern paper from the Authentic Fabulous collection, which I just love. And then I wanted to also kind of show you how you can use your leftover cut aparts and scraps of paper that you may have from other collections to create very simple cards for birthdays. So the first one I used was the flamingo, and I just backed it with some pink cardstock and just scraps. These happen to be 4.5 or 4.25 by 5.5 cards that I picked up at Hobby Lobby with the matching envelopes. So you can make the 4.25 by 5.5 cards. You can make 4 by 6, or you can make the 5 by 7 cards. They all fit in the card box. So I just, as an example, just to show you how to use up some of your leftover pieces from your collection. So I just took the cut aparts on these two and just matted them, added some little scraps, so like the cherry paper, I didn't have a full piece to fit the 5.5, so then I used some of the polka dots and just kind of used a border punch, made my own little flowers, added some little bling to it, a little bow here. I did use a strip inside this one, so it kind of adds to it. I didn't do it on that one. I do have birthday stamps and other stamps, so I didn't want to stamp the inside, but you can also, you handwrite your message inside as well. This one, I just took a piece of the pattern paper, which was, I had a very small piece, and for some reason when I cut it, I made sure I had left this out, so I was able to cut this down, mat it, and make a card out of it, and it says Stay Sassy, and I thought that would be cute. And all of these, I felt, the best friends, be yourself, stay sassy. You can still use them for birthday cards, thank you cards, how are you doing cards, get well, anything like that. So it doesn't have to be just the birthday cards for this collection, but I'm kind of giving you an idea. So to start with, the first piece from your cardstock that you're going to cut is you're going to cut a piece that is 7 by 11. So this is going to be from one sheet, your first sheet of cardstock. So you're going to cut it 7 by 11. You're going to score it at a half. You're going to score it at 3. You're going to score it at 8. And then you're going to score it at 10.5. Okay? The next piece that you're going to want to cut from your second piece of cardstock is a piece that is 7.5 by 6. Okay? So hang on to that extra half of that cardstock because you're going to use that as well. So on this one, on the 7.5 by 6, turning on the 6-inch side, you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. You're going to score it at 5.5 inches. Okay? You're going to turn it 90 degrees and score it at 4.5. And then again at 7. Okay? So, that's what you want to do. So you want to score it at 1/2, and then again at 5.5. Turn it this way, and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. You're going to score it at this 3 inches, and so either way you're going to turn it. Now, when I give the scoring directions, I'm going to tell you to score it by a 1/2 inch and 3 inch, okay? So these are the 2 pieces to the cardstock that you need, and we're going to go ahead and start with that. So you get your score lines in there, and then you want to get your cutter, and I'm just going to use my Fiskars, and just to make it easier for everybody. So what I'm going to do is on my 8-inch score line, I'm going to match that up. I'm going to bring this up to turn that, alright? I'm going to kind of angle it so that this corner here is at my 2-inch mark. And this 8-inch score line is at right there. And I'm just going to cut that right off, like that. Okay? So then you have this. And then you're going to flip it over, and on your 3-inch score line, again, line this up, and then line this up with your 2-inch mark. Okay, so the corner is lined up with your 2 inches. This score line is right here on your cutting edge, and just bring it down like that. Alright, so this is what your paper is going to look like. So we're going to go ahead and fold the score lines. Okay. So you've got the 2 scores, and then you've got your 1/2 inch scores on the side. I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to get this other piece right here. So, again, this is your 6 by 7.5 piece. So, with the 6 lining up, your 1/2 inch, your 1/2 inch, and then you scored at 3. Okay, so you can do this with scissors. I'm doing it with my cutter. So I'm going to cut the at the 1/2 inch score line right down to the 3-inch score line, and I'm just going to remove that. I'm just going to bring it down and just bring it right there to the edge. And I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to remove from the 3-inch all the way up. I'm just going to bring this up here to the 3-inch, bring it down. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and miter my corners. So I'm mitering my corners from my bottom up. Okay? And then I'm also going to miter here and miter here. So I'm taking off that corner piece as well. Okay. Rid of my scraps. Okay. So now before we put this together, we want to go ahead and take our pattern paper, and we want to cut it. So on the first piece that you're going to cut, and we're going to cover the back side. And on this, I forgot to bring down my ink. So on my other one, I would ink all the edges. So the first piece you want to cut is going to be 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. This is a 5 by 7 feet section right here, and you're going to cut it 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, and adhere it to the back. And this is your back side. Now, for this project, I had a I'm not sure where I received this collection, but it is the Photoplay Aloha, and I'm not sure again where I got it. I'm thinking I picked it up at a swap or a crop that I got during a crop or something like that. So, but I thought it would be a fun paper to help to make birthday cards or even get well cards, and some of the stickers and some of the cardstock, the cut-aparts I can use. So I thought, why not? So we're going ahead, and I'm just using my art glitter glue, and I'm going to go ahead and mat my back. Okay, so again, this is a 5 by 7 section, so I cut my paper 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. So I've got that marged there. Now for the two sides, I cut, let me see, there they are. Okay, you want to cut a 2 3/8 by 6 7/8. So again, 2 3/8 by 6 7/8. And what I do here is, and I know I've got a pencil here somewhere. So what I did was I want the paper to go like this. And then I just set it on there, turn it over, and then I make a line. And I'm going to do that on the same way on the other side as well. So, again, I'm going to figure out how my paper, I want the way my paper will go. Lay it right there, turn it over. Oops. And just draw my line. And again, I'm just going to take my cutter and put it in my cutter. And this one is not coming up right. Notice I didn't have that at the corner, so I know it's not going to lay right. So I'm going to try this again. So I just want to cut it off at the corner there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Come to the corner, kind of match it up there. Cut that off. Now again, I would, of course, ink my edges, but on this, I didn't bring the ink down here. And I'm in the middle of redoing my craft room upstairs, so okay. Now I'm checking it, and it's not the way I cut it. So I want to take a little bit off the bottom of this. And what I do is I just kind of line it up with that first line and just do that. Alright, so that's going to match up perfectly. You never want to cut up here at the slant to cut it down. You always want to cut on the straight edge. So I always do my bottom. Okay. Alright. Let me make sure that this one's I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to take just a smidgen off right there. So it's probably 1/16 that I'm taking off. I do not want to mat the inside as of yet. So I'm going to get my bottom piece, and I'm going to fold it on my score lines. Okay. What we're going to do is this is going to fit right on here. So this is why we don't want to mat the inside, okay? So that's going to go right there. We're going to fold that up, and then this folds up, and that's what becomes your top. So we want to go ahead, and I'm going to mat the inside of this. I am going to mat that. So before we start, let me get my papers here. Okay. So for the inside of this, you're going to cut a piece of your card pattern paper 4 7/8 by 4 3/8, 5/8. I'm sorry, 4 5/8. Let me go ahead and put that down. And then I'm going to do the bottom. The bottom piece is going to be 2.5 by 4 3/4. I'm just going to put that in there. Mat this one down. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to add my glue. And this is going to be to the back. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up here. Glue that down. Alright, and now I want to do my sides. And I'm just going to come over and glue that on. And I bring your little half, whoops, I pulled that right off. Okay, you see that this, your 1/2 inch is going to come up, and that's what you're going to hear your top to. Okay. Now before I go any further, I want to go ahead and mat this. I should have done that before I start gluing it on. So you do want to do your outside edges. And again, so I want to put that. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this side here. Okay, I'm just going to match that up, bring that over. And I did not want to put this one on. That's why I wanted to do the outside but not the inside. So, because when I fold this up and I glue this, you're going to have the inside on here. You won't see it, so I'm okay with it. But if I was given it for a gift, I definitely would not mat the inside until you have it all together. Now, the bottom piece here, you can go ahead and mat, because that's going to be a little bit difficult to put in there. And you just want to line these up like this. And line this one up. Go in here and make sure it's, apply some pressure. So there's our box. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mat the inside. But before I do the inside, I want to mat the bottom. So I have a piece that I cut, again, 4 7/8 by 2 3/8. Apply some glue to that and put it down here on the bottom. So now my outside is totally matted. And Now I'm just going to map my inside. So the inside is cut the same way. Again, 4 7/8 by 6 7/8 for the back part inside. Just going to stick that in here. I love this paper. It's so bright and cheerful. It's going to make some great cards. Then my sides, again, I did another thing. I would go ahead and figure these out too. You can do it like this, but I'm just going to lay it in there, okay, like that. Turn it over and take my pencil. Mark it off. And line it up. And again, I would ink my papers. And this one's going to go in this side. Perfect. I'm going to do the same thing with this one over here. And again, I'm just going to hold it. And I would recommend doing this prior to putting it all together, but okay. And then that's going to go inside there. And that one I'm going to cut down just a smidgen. That or I didn't stay on my line is what it is. Works better. Yeah, that did. Nope, that didn't do it either. I definitely did not mark this one right, so I'm going to take it down just a smidge. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these in. Being that I didn't ink these, I will probably just give this one to my daughter. But they always come in and try to steal my cards that I have made up. So that's usually why I'm always trying to make a card at the last minute, because I think I have cards. Then I find out that my kids, my girls have gotten into it, so they have their stack of birthday cards or get well cards or whatever. Okay, so there's our box. The only thing I have to do, and I didn't bring down the right punch, but I use a 1.5 circle punch and here to make the notch. This one is 3/4, but I'm going to go ahead and use it, and it'll still work. It's just I can go back and make it bigger. Then I'm going to run my ink around that as well. So, okay. So, now what we want to do is make our dividers. And our dividers are very easy. With your second sheet of the second half of your second sheet, which is 6 inches by 12, you want to cut, you're going to cut 6 dividers, all right? So you're going to use your third sheet and that half of the second sheet. So go ahead and cut you down your dividers, which are 4 3/4 by 6. So you're going to get 3. You get 2 out of this half a sheet, and you're going to get 4 out of a full sheet. So that's why you need that, save that half a sheet. So go ahead and get them. And I'm not going to paper them. You can paper the back of your dividers, but I'm not going to. Okay, so what we want to do is you want to cut 6 of these. So you've got 6 dividers. So I've got my 6 right here. Then you want to cut 12 pockets. Now, on my pockets, I went ahead and, because I didn't want to waste a second sheet of the same paper, because I want to use some of this paper, the pink paper, for a card, I just did it, and I did it the same with the first one too. I just used opposite paper. So you're going to cut 12 pockets, and they're cut 2.5 by 3 1/4, 2.5 by 3 3/4, okay? And what you're going to do is just apply, and again, I would normally ink my papers, and again, because I didn't bring an ink pad down, I thought I had everything I needed, and I just add ink or glue on all just 3 sides. So there's one. I'm just adding glue 3 sides, just right by the edge. So we're making a faux pocket, because you don't need anything big, because it's just going to hold your calendar list, your birthday list, okay? So, back, and I'm going to, on the opposite side of that, I'm going to go ahead and put my second paper here. Okay, I'm not going to do all 6 of them online on the tutorial, but I'm just kind of giving you an idea. So I'm going to do, I'll do 2 of them. I'm going to give you an idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so when you're done, you're going to have 6 of your tabs with double-sided pockets. Okay, that one was a little bit longer than the other one. I guess I didn't cut that right, which is not unusual for me. It's probably something else that I needed, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, so you're going to have 6 of these double-sided, okay? Then you want to make sure that you download the calendar insert. So you should have 3 of these, and what I did was, you got 4 to a page, okay? And I just cut them 5 by 3 3/4. So what I did was I came down the middle here, and I want January, and I'm going to come up to 5 1/2, and then I'm going to trim it down to 5 from the top, and then I'm going to come over here, and I want this 3 3/4. So I'm just going to line it up right there, okay? Then you want 3 of, and I didn't bring it down. You want 3 of the back sides, which are your, this is 1 through 15, and then you want the 16 through 31. And what I did was I just glued them back to on top of one another. So, okay. So you're going to cut 3 of the 1 through 15, and then I just put it back in my, I didn't glue it, I double-sided it. See, I am not even with it, so I double-sided it. So I've got the 1 through 15 here, and 16 through 31 on the back for January and each month. So what I did was I just turned my paper back into my printer, reprinted the second half, the reverse side, and put that on the back. So when you cut it, you're going to have it perfectly, okay? So this is going to fit right in here into your pocket, okay? Then on the back side, for the months, all I did was, and I did this on WordPad, I just did the months, triple space between them, and then I used my 3/4 punch, came up here, and you don't have to use the circles, you can use any punch you want. I'm just showing you with the circle. I used a Stampin' Up! Tag punch because I couldn't find the one I wanted, so, and I could have made this in another color, but I'm just going to keep it all white just for the tutorial. So I just glued that right on top of there, alright? And then I need December's because you're going to go, on these, you're going to go January, February, March, April, May, June, okay? Then you're going to flip them over, and you're going to have December, November, October, September, August, and July. Or let me do it this way. You're going to do July. Sorry. I wasn't thinking August, September, October, November, December on the second half. So your second part of the year, it's going to be like this. All right. And then you're going to have your Julys here. This is going to be June's, but you had already used that. So you'll already have that. So then you just flip it back over and for your next 6 months, okay? So on the back of January's, I want December's. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. Okay. Punch this out here. And you can see I'm not being perfect right now. And I'm just going to add some glue to this. And I'm going to turn the January over and put my December right up there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my pocket. And this is the I want for January. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here at the bottom. And I'm only using one tag. You could use two, but I don't think there's any reason to use two. So, and I'm just going to line it up there. Whoops. If I don't move it around, put it over here. So I'm just going to put it right there to the edge. So, there's my January, and I need my January calendar. There it is. So I've got my January, alright, and on the back side is my December, and I'm going to put my December one in here. So let's do February. So February's is going to be here, so I need to get a tag. I need to punch out February. And I'm going to, again, I don't have the ink down here, otherwise I'd ink the edges, and that would make it stand out a little bit more. And then I'm going to put that one down. The back of February would be November. So now I have to, and I just know I just had it. So it's probably wiser to punch all these out instead of trying to do what I'm doing right now and trying to figure out where they are. There's November. And that's what I did. I just punched them all out, so then I had them all ready. Okay, so there's November. Add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to move this this over just a wee bit. Okay, so now, let me take those out. Now you can see how this starts. So I've got my January and my February right there. And plenty of room in this box to hold cards for each month. And again, it will hold up from a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 all the way up to a 5 by 7 card. So I know I used to make 5 by 5s a lot when I was doing cards, when I was on card teams. And I did a lot of, I didn't do that many 5 by 7s. I did 4 by 6s and 5 by 5s. So this box will hold, you know, your 5 by 5s, your 5 by 7s, your 4 by 6, your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, lots of different things. So you don't have to keep to one size card. So that's how I put the whole box together. Then I just kind of decorated it the way I wanted it, and I just added some ribbon and made my flowers, and then just took one of the stickers and put that there. And cute little gift, quick and easy. Great idea if you want to do a ladies craft night and have your friends all create one and make some cards. Get you a collection of paper and the odds and ends that you have and make yourself cards. They don't have to be over the top because the less embellishments, the cheaper they are to mail. Plus they fit right in the envelope. So, and I make my own envelopes. So my 5 by 5s and my 4 by 6s, I do make my own envelopes with the envelope punch. But for something quick, and I always try to keep Hobby Lobby cards, blank cards and envelopes on hand. So that way if I have to whip up a card, I've got the base and the envelope are ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed. Can't wait to see all the projects that you all create. I wish you all a very happy new year, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.